Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome to my YouTube channel. I am the Real Cass Perry, and today we are going to be reading some Reddit stories, and I'm pretty sure that these are going to be just something altogether. So, today we are going to be determining whether or not whoever is the a-hole. Our first story today is called, "Ma'am, this is a Wendy's, not a daycare." So, I have no idea if your friendly neighborhood goth girl is actually going to continue to be friendly during this one or not, because I'm gonna be, yeah. So, for those of y'all who don't know, I used to work in food service. Wasn't my favorite job. Just to be fair, it really wasn't. I kind of hated it. And the customers, most of the time, the customers were not the issue. A lot of the time, your coworkers were not the issue. It was normally head office. Head office is almost always the biggest issue when it comes to working in food service, especially if it's like a chain place, like somewhere that's like only selling fast food. So that's something that you have to think about here. So, ma'am, this is a Wendy's, not a daycare. And honestly, not even just when I worked in food service. When I worked in like retail and stuff, I used to work retail, people would just drop their kids off, and they would expect like whoever works in the store to just like hang out with your kids and keep an eye on them. And we're all like, excuse me, ma'am, I don't think we're supposed to be doing this. We are not paid to watch your kids. We are paid to do our jobs. We are paid to serve your, we're paid to manage the cash register and put all of the stuff on the shelves, make sure that everything's not outdated. We are paid to give you your whatever you're asking for. We are not paid to watch your children and like babysit for you. It doesn't work that way. Anyways, I just remembered this while talking with a friend I worked with at this fast food chain. It wasn't a Wendy's, but that doesn't seem important for this post. Just know it was a fast food chain. I was the cashier at this place. Oh my gosh, I hated that. I always hated doing that. Anyways, back to the story. I was a cashier at this place, and I was in high school. The food was mid. My coworkers were awesome, and we went through more managers than parents do McDonald's lines. Okay, I really like that one. This story starts with a mom and her two children. She came into our little establishment, ordered 2 kids' meals, and then left, leaving behind her 2 kids. I had never spent much time with children, and I don't really like them, so 2 adultless children in our dining room gave me a lot of anxiety. Are they okay? Can you leave them alone? They aren't going to self-implode, right? I love that! So my first job was as a nanny, so this really wouldn't bother me too much unless they were like rowdy kids or the parents were gone for multiple hours. If they just left for like 20 minutes and came back, it wouldn't be a big deal. But I would be quite anxious about that, just because, especially in my hometown, we have a lot of creepers who would definitely be trying to steal those children. There are creeps. Literally just, nope. Oh yeah, and if you have children, don't ever go to southern Nova Scotia. It's the worst possible thing that you could ever do. Anyways, back to the story. I had a job to do and a dining room to clean. After thinking on it, I decided I could clean and just ignore them. That was when I noticed they weren't sitting at the booth doing whatever it is kids do when left to their own devices. They were under the table creating art on the wall with ketchup packets. That actually is whatever kids do when they're left to their own devices, gonna be honest. You don't leave kids to their own devices, you have to entertain them. I didn't know what to do, so I did nothing. For 4 hours passed, and she came waltzing in to collect her spawn. Okay, I was fairly accustomed to weird stuff happening, but this is manager notifying worthy. I popped my head into the deep freezer where she was doing inventory, and I let her know what was going on. And why didn't you come get me earlier? She asked. I don't know. I thought I could handle it. I'm a big, scary teen, and they're, well, toddlers. Okay, not my best move, but now aware of the situation and armed with camera footage, my manager lets me know that she will deal with her next time. 2 days later, she gives us a round 2, another 2 kids' meals, and this time I didn't wait to tell the manager ASAP. My manager serves this lady with and don't forget your kids this time, passing her a slip of paper. On the paper was the phone number to a local daycare that charged based on the income of the family. Issue handled. I go out to clean the tables and find these kids drawing on the table with salt. My manager got irate. 4-ish hours later, Mom is back with her kids and my manager approaches. They go outside and have a tense conversation that ends with the woman storming off with her kids. I later found out that she was PISSED, that my manager assumed that they were poor. No, the manager obviously just doesn't want to be the person who has to be there to take care of your children when it's not her job. This is something that needs to be handled by a responsible adult regardless. Just saying. My manager was ready for round 3. A week later, she came in, same order. This time, my manager takes her order, and when I go out to hand her the kids' meals, she is gone, leaving behind her kids. Cops arrived, the police arrived really fast, and then child services, and then the kids were gone, and our little fast food chain went back to normal. That was for the next 4 hours. Oh, side note, I am autistic, like not very obviously autistic, not the kind that needs a ton of assistance, but a mild brand that will occasionally say the oddest thing, so keep that in mind when Mom came back. Yeah, I get that, I am exactly the same way, and you are not alone, OP, don't worry about it. Oh my gosh, the mom yells at her, "Where are my kids?" Oh, it's you again. I am smiling behind the counter. A couple of guys came in and took them. She went pale. Guys? What guys? What did they look like? When did they take them? What were they doing that you weren't watching them? Well, I didn't get their names. They looked big and strong and promised to take good care of them. I didn't talk to them, though. It wasn't any of my business. I'm a cashier, not a babysitter. I would make a bad babysitter. I don't really like kids. Oh my gosh, OP, that is amazing! Okay, so I would not have done this specifically because I was at one point a babysitter, and I was an awesome babysitter. I definitely wouldn't have said that like that. I would have immediately just said, oh, child services took your children, you can go contact them. But, oh my god, that is beautiful. I love it. Oh my gosh, I gotta see the comments. It literally just capital perfect. That's right, it's perfect. Perfect. There's nothing better than that. That was amazing. Oh, it's okay, ma'am. They had guns. Yes. The only problem I had with this story was the fact that they waited until the 3rd time. She did it to call the cops. Yeah. As an adult now, I think we should have called the 1st time, but I think that my manager wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they were having a hard time finding childcare. I don't know. I'm not a fan of kids, so if this happened at my work today, I'd call the cops. Yeah. No longer a happy meal for her. No, that is a very unhappy meal. Oh my gosh, I love it. I have to upvote this. Yes. Yes, OP. That was the best. OP, you are now my hero. I'm just saying, you are not the a-hole. You are not the a-hole at all. This mom was the a-hole. Your manager was... You are a legend, okay? Like, you are an absolute legend. Your manager was absolutely awesome. You are a legend. There's no getting past this. Anyway, our next story. Oh, God, the next story. I can't even after that. That was so great. That was great. Talk about, like, just, oh my gosh. Yes. So, am I the a-hole for telling my tenant that she nasty? That depends. Is your tenant anything like any of my old roommates? Because some of them be nasty. Like, nasty as heck. Anyways. So, I have a home that I rent rooms out in, and my tenants generally live in the rooms. For the remainder of their lease, sometimes they do break their lease, and as a landlord, I am usually upset when they do, because it leaves no time for me to rent to a new tenant. That's pretty understandable. So sometimes the rooms could be empty for months, which would cost us lots of money lost. Yes, it would. Once again, understandable. In our home, our roommates do cleaning once a month for the bathroom since it is shared, and I have my tenant who hasn't cleaned it not once in a month. She cleaned it last month, but not this month. We asked her to clean it, and she said that she would when she got off work. However, she never did. She just showered and went to bed. Well, it depends on how heavy her workload is. Like, I can almost understand this. It's a very dependent variable. Like, if she does, like, any of the stuff that I do for a living, trust me, she does not have the energy to do very much more than shower and go to bed. Anyway. This morning, my tenant was bringing all of her belongings downstairs into a truck, and I realized that she was moving. She gave us no notice at all since she said that she didn't want tension. She also said that her lease ends today, so she has the right to leave Manatee? She has the right to leave Manatee. Manatee! She has the right to leave. What? This morning my tenant was bringing all of her belongings downstairs into a truck, and I realized that she was moving. She gave us no notice at all since she had said that she didn't want tension. She also said that her lease ends today, so she has the right to leave Manatee since nothing since she paid her month's rent. What does that mean? She has the right to leave Manatee, nothing? What? Okay. She also stated that she didn't need to pay back the deposit that we agreed to use towards rent. I argued with her and told her that she's practically nasty and left curly hairs in the shared bathroom and the bathroom trash filled with tissue. She said that I would always turn down the TV when she talks on the phone, that I eavesdrop on her conversations, that I have too many rules, like requiring room checks for cleaning or requiring that she doesn't do laundry past a certain time. I personally feel that I should have been given notice and that the bathroom should have been cleaned whether it was her last day or not. Am I the a-hole? Yes and no. You are the a-hole for calling her nasty because she's obviously cleaning herself. Is Manatee maintenance? Is that what that is? I don't fudging know. Anyways, you are not the a-hole for wanting her to clean the space and area before she moves out. You are not the a-hole for wanting people to keep your home that you rent out to them, just their rooms, clean. Specifically, so, like, even if it is just specifically for the reason of keeping things, like, keeping up maintenance, like, there's certain things that if you leave them for long enough, it'll actually rot your walls, it'll make your floor go rotten. Like, if you leave stuff all over your floor, then you're going to end up with a rotten floor at some point. You leave stuff all over your floor, like leaning up against the walls, like piles of laundry and stuff, you're going to end up with, like, the bottoms of your walls rotten off, especially if you're, like, in the bathroom. Anyways, once again, not the point. The point is, you shouldn't be calling anybody nasty. However, can I go with everybody's the a-hole here? Because, like, she needs to be able to clean up behind herself. She's obviously not cleaning up after herself. And that is something that people should be doing. But you cannot use that type of language with anybody if you have any kind of a professional relationship with them. Even a personal relationship. Like, you cannot use that kind of language with anybody unless you're, like, yeah. Unless you have a job where that kind of language is, like, literally just a way that you bond with people, you cannot talk like that to people. Okay? End of story. That's not cool. But let's see what the comments say. I am usually upset when they do because it leaves no time for me to rent to a new tenant and rooms could be empty for months. I hate when landlords say this. Either people are tripping over themselves to rent the room or it'll sit empty for months. You can't have it both ways. You also can't really consider it to be money lost because that money wasn't guaranteed to begin with, especially if it's a month-to-month tenancy kind of thing. Oh, okay, so this is just somebody pointing out a bunch of their stuff. Like, why does everybody always hate on the landlords? Not all landlords are bad. I have had some bad landlords, and this guy doesn't seem like he's that bad. He just wants his place clean. Sounds like the landlord lives in this place and is sharing the bathroom, so I think it makes it fair to expect regular cleaning. But it is also fair for the tenant to move. I am lax with cleaning myself and can't live with someone super particular. Once a month isn't such a crazy expectation, though. No, you're right. So, yeah. Everyone's the a-hole here. Am I the a-hole for telling my husband he's too broke to be sexist? Right off the bat, judging by the title, I'm gonna go with no, but, I gotta read the story. Just to find out, we gotta find out. I need more coffee. My husband comes from a traditional family. Mom's a S-A-H-M, Sam. Father was sole provider. Oh, stay-at-home mom. Okay. I didn't know. Okay, whatever. Their father was the sole provider. I come from the opposite, my mother being pretty much the forbade from ever being financially dependent on a man, and drilled that into me early on. My husband worked hard to unlearn the values he saw replicated at home. He often more than pulled his weight at home and was an engaged and present father with a genuine partner. The one thing that grinds my gears is how much weight he puts on the opinions of his family. Okay. I get that we all want our parents to be proud of us, but this is too much. My in-laws are staying with us for 2 weeks. Our usual MO is I prep breakfast, we all eat lunch at work school, and my husband makes dinner. We have a cleaner, but she's on holiday, so in the meantime, we're DIYing the cleaning where it's down to everyone to keep their space clean and common spaces we all clean. Okay. This is how we've always done it, and it works. My in-laws hate that I'm one of those modern women, and they hate that I work. They hate that I don't find purpose in being a wife and mother. And they hate that my husband pulls his weight at home. Well, that's too fudging bad. Gosh. sorry to tell you, nowadays, we be doing shit. Not everybody wants to be doing shit, but nowadays we be doing shit. We be liking to go getting our work done. Like, no. Don't be getting after me for going and doing the work, okay? It ain't right. I ain't doing it. I ain't putting up with it. You will have to pry my pickaxe from my cold, dead fucking hands. Okay? Okay. Okay. So, this just seems pretty ridiculous, but anyways, we spoke pretty frankly early on, where I established my boundaries and told them that I won't be chastised about how I live my life in my home. And when I'm a guest in their home, I accommodate their ways and play the daughter-in-law they wish that I was. They have, for the most part, respected this. I got home yesterday after work, tired and starving. I typically get home at 18:15 or 18:30, and then we eat at 1900. I said quick hellos and ran up for a pre-dinner shower. And when I came down, I went to the kitchen to help set up for dinner and found nothing ready. I asked my husband about it, but he wouldn't look at me, and his mother answered that he hadn't cooked anything. She told me that I needed to do my duty as a wife and cook for my family. Excuse me? No. My coward of a husband still wasn't looking at me. I just walked away and ordered takeaway. I dished up for me and my kids, and we sat at the table to eat. My husband and his parents served themselves and joined us. My mother-in-law was still going on about what was wrong with me and why I was a failure. Excuse me? I asked my husband if he had anything to say. He said his mother had a point and it wouldn't hurt if I acted more like a proper woman. Excuse me, sir. No. Throw the whole man away. Throw the whole man away. It's done. Done. And took better care of my home and children. He said that tradition was tradition for a reason, and it was kind of insulting that I thought I was too good for how he was raised. Oh yeah. This is where I might be the a-hole. I told him that tradition won't allow a man on $35K to support a family of 5, and he was too broke to be sexist. He looked hurt, and I saw tears welling in his eyes. Well, maybe he shouldn't have been being a jerk. Oh, no, he deserved that. You're not the a-hole. He excused himself from the table. I regret saying this in front of our children, but him saying that to me after I am busting my ARSS to clean up his mess on top of having to deal with his parents is too much for me. Am I the a-hole? No, my dear, no. That was absolutely beautiful, in my opinion. Oh, I'd have been so much less nice. I'm not as nice as everybody thinks I am. I was so much less nice. Oh gosh. No, you are not the a-hole. That is great. Am I the a-hole for tricking my brother into selling me his half of our childhood home and then demolishing it? Just based on the fact that I am very, very connected to a lot of things that were like homes for specific people in my childhood, I'm gonna say no, OP, you are not the asshole. Or you are, actually, yes, OP, you are the asshole, and your brother is a sweet, lovable angel. But I am going to read ahead and close the window. I just made the lawnmower sound even louder. Okay then. Okay, kind of better, I guess. My mom and dad divorced when I was young. My brother loved the fact that our mom had no rules for him, so he went with her. I abided by the custody agreement because I had no choice in the matter. My mom loves us both, but she dotes on my brother like he farts perfume. Yeah. Anyway. My dad kept the house and he had to buy my mom out. It was an old house built in 1953. It had old wiring and was really less than suitable for modern life. What it did have, though, was a huge yard that was great growing up. My dad passed away during COVID, and he left everything equally between my brother and I. I wanted the house, and I told my brother that we could tear it down and put... And I told my brother that we should tear it down and put in infill housing like that neighborhood is zoned for. He just wanted money. I bought out his half of the house at the market value. It was sold as a tear down, and he took the money and bought a car and went on vacation, and he still has money left. I then had the house demolished and built a fourplex. Each unit has 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, and a small yard. And a garage. I kept 1 unit for myself and rent out the other 3 units for about $2,000 a month. My mortgage is $1,800 a month for the entire thing. So I basically live free and bank $4,000 a month. That's pretty good. My brother is peeved that I didn't give him a unit to live in for him since it was his home too. I actually offered to sell him one at cost and he said no. I'm lost. I offered him a partnership. I paid for a fair price. I'm lost. I offered him a partnership. I paid a fair price and I offered to sell him a unit. I did everything to try to be fair, and he thinks that I tricked him because I get free money every month. Our mom said that she would be cutting me out of her will and giving everything to him if I didn't give him a unit or the retirement or the income from one. I agreed that that was fair and said that I would no longer feel the need to contribute to her upkeep or retirement when the time came. I am being bombarded by the 2 of them, but I took the risks. I took on the debt, and it's my money now. You know what? Yeah. So basically what I'm getting here is your parents divorced when you were a kid. Your father passed on during COVID, and he left everything to you and your brother equally. You bought out his half, and you told him what you were doing with it. Now, everybody correct me if I'm wrong thus far. You told him what you were doing with it. He didn't want to have any part in it. He just wanted the money. And because what you did is now doing well, he truly believes that your complete fairness is now a slap in the face because what you did is doing well, and he decided that he wanted the upfront money instead of an actual investment, which is paying off for you, and you offered him a part in the investment and he said no. You offered him a partnership. You paid him a fair price. You literally offered to sell him a unit at the price. And he thinks that you're slapping him in the face because you're not automatically cutting him in on all of your hard work. And now your mother's saying that she wants to cut you out of the will if you don't give him a bunch of free stuff. Once again, correct me if I'm wrong here. So, and you told her that that was completely fair based on the fact that you have a much larger income than both of them, and that if she cut you out of the will, then you're not going to feel like you have to contribute to upkeeping her or her retirement when the time came, which honestly is completely fair, because guess what? She's cutting you out of any kind of, like, she's cutting you off, so why would you feel the need to continue paying for her? Just makes sense. Especially considering the fact that she's literally telling you that she wants to cut you off because you're not giving your brother free money. And now she's angry because you're not planning on giving her money for her retirement, because she wants you to give your brother free money because he's acting like a brat. You are not the a-hole. He is the a-hole, 100%, because the way that he's acting, he had absolutely no sentimental connection to this place. He did not care about what was happening with it at all. Now, if it was that you had actually tricked him and didn't tell him that you were tearing it down, and you didn't tell him that you were planning on doing all of this stuff, then yes, you would be the asshole. But the fact of the matter is that you didn't trick him. You told him everything that was going to happen, and he denied wanting anything to do with it until he realized that you were making money from it. At which point you have absolutely no obligation. No, you are not the a-hole. Your brother's the a-hole. Your mom's kind of being an a-hole. And it's not fair. It's not okay. Anyways, that's the end of it. I'm not even going to read the comments because I don't care what anybody else says. You are not the a-hole. Your brother is the a-hole. And it would not be fair at this point in time, with all of the background that I have been blessed with, it absolutely 100% would not be fair for you to have to give your brother any of the money or one of those units, considering the fact that he had already turned both down. Your brother's an idiot. Your mother's being a jerk face who just wants to support your brother being an idiot. Anyway, next story! Next story! Would I be the a-hole if I didn't attend my best friend's quinceañera and told them not to have one? Yes. I'm gonna say based on the title, but we also have to read the story. We can't just do it based on the title like I would love to. Anyway, I, 15 male, have a best friend, 14 female, who is turning 15 in August. For the record, we are both white. Meaning, no disrespect, my friend is like the whitest person ever and has absolutely no Hispanic blood anywhere in her family. My best friend has mentioned having a quinceañera before, but frankly, I assumed that it was a joke as she was not Hispanic. She is not Hispanic. And she will never be Hispanic. Okay, cool. Today, though, during lunch, we were both in high school, she asked, I assumed based on the ages, she asked if I would come to her quinceañera because she knew that I had reservations about it before. I said, yeah, sure, but now I am regretting saying yes, as I don't think that it should be done by someone who is not Hispanic. So, would I be the a-hole if I didn't attend my best friend's quinceañera and told them not to have one? Absolutely not. That's a cultural thing, and it has absolutely nothing to do with your friend. She does not get to have a quinceañera if she is not Hispanic. Anyway. Oh, seriously? They judged her the a-hole? Why? I want to read the comments. So, you're the a-hole. We Latinos don't see quinceañeras as being a Latino thing that belongs to us. It's a tradition that we think all girls deserve. The white girls are here also have them. We won't be mad at you doing it because we also kind of think it's weird you don't. Okay. So, okay. Bruh, speak for yourself. As a Latina, I find it weird quinces are rooted in Mexican tradition and religion. she could throw a Sweet 16 and all but calling it a quinceañera while not Hispanic is weird. Edit, what? Wait, what? LOL, my first award, thanks. LOL. But also, to all of the people who got triggered by the Mexico mention, I never said no other Latin country celebrates it, but obviously the tradition came and was rooted from somewhere. OP's friend can have a quince, who cares? But obviously, like, if I heard someone talk about quinces when they were not Latin or have background or anything, I'd be like, huh? You know, just like weird. Okay. Exactly what okay, so I guess she is the a-hole. I didn't think so, but whatever. I mean, I guess. You can't really gatekeep anything like that. Like, it's just a birthday party. It's literally like your transition into being a woman. So I guess you can't really... Yeah, it's fine. Never mind. You're the asshole. You're the asshole. I guess we have to tell Skilly's coming out for a little boxing match. Take up Skilly. Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for coming in today. Please like the video if you liked the video. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, because it really helps the channel out. Leave a comment down below and tell me what you thought of any of the stories, or if you liked any of my personal judgments upon these stories. Yeah. Anyways, thank you so much. I will see you in the next video, and I love you. Bye-bye. Mwah.